Hello and welcome to The Reasons I'm Broke. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Kelly.
And for any new listeners, this is a podcast, mainly comic book, but we do usually do a format every single week. We start off with some news ranging from comics, movies, TV, video games, and more. And we close it out with what was on our pull list for Kelly and I. Mainly DC books, but you do find some Marvel and some indie in there every now and again.
And this week's podcast is brought to you by MegaCon 2014. MegaCon is Orlando's biggest sci-fi anime nerd convention. Can we just call it that? There's comic books in there too. It is actually next weekend. So by the time you guys are listening to this podcast, you got like 5 days till this thing. So excited. And just so you guys know, next week will not be a normal podcast. It's going to be a special with Dan and Alex. Alex was featured on our Superman Batman script reading. They're going to be touching up on some of the Marvel #1s that are coming out. Dan and I don't read a lot of Marvel, but Alex does, so it'll be a nice twist on something new, because we'll be getting convention wasted. Is that a thing? I just made that a thing.
It is, convention wasted. Whenever you're posting pics on Twitter for MegaCon,
yes,
hashtag convention wasted.
Done. I just started something, man.
There you go.
I just started something. I will have to say, sorry, going back to last week when I was talking about my road to MegaCon, it happened.
What happened?
I moved mountains, and got the days off.
Nice.
Like, I literally bullied people. I went into the office, and I'm like, you're going to approve this. And my manager like, well, we can't, you're going to approve this. And it's going to happen now.
Good.
Yes.
So you will be there.
So I will be there getting...
all 3 days.
Well, okay, I only got 2 days off right now. But I will get the third day off.
So the first bit of news here that we're going to cover, Kevin Smith and Ty Templeton are teaming up for a Batman 66 and Green Hornet comic book crossover. It will be a bi-weekly digital first that will start in May, and then it will go to print in June. It will be a 12-part series.
I'm actually really excited for this.
Because of Ty?
Well, beyond that, I remember waking up, I think it was always Sunday mornings. And they had the little lineup, and I always watched the Green Hornet. I'd watch Batman and the Green Hornet, because I think they were on back-to-back back then. And I'd watch the old Wonder Womans. And then they had Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, thrown in there too. But I remember watching all of these, so this is really exciting for me.
The Kevin Smith books that I have read, haven't been too crazy about.
Dan, we're going to lose our listeners.
Cacophony, I think I bought the first 3 issues and I stopped. Maybe I need to go back and read them again, but...
Well, but was he trying to be serious there? Because these look like they could be pretty campy.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to kind of touch up on. I think when you give him something a little more campy, Kevin Smith could probably do something really fun with it. And with the art, Ty Templeton, we love great. Ty. And I do like Kevin Smith, too. I enjoy his podcasts. I do like the books that he writes, as long as they're not comics. And, this could be pretty successful for them.
Mm-hmm. We're definitely going to pick up, the first issue or two and see how it goes?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not too familiar with Green Hornet. And Batman 66, I've seen the movie and I've seen a couple of the episodes every now and again, but I've never actually sat down and seen the entire...
I'll pick up the first issue, and when it's worth a lot of money, it's mine.
Yeah, you'll be a millionaire.
Some more DC news. They have announced that in June, they will have variant covers, which include the pinup styles based on the Bombshell line of statues.
Kelly and I picked up the Harley Quinn Bombshell statue, which was really nice. And it seems like every month DC is doing like a theme with their variants. For this month, I think it was the steampunk theme. And they looked alright. Some of them looked better than others. But these pinup ones, you got the Poison Ivy one. The new Catwoman looks really good. I don't know if you saw that cover.
No, I didn't.
It's really cool.
Wait, but it's in the Catwoman comic?
It's the Catwoman comic.
Can I just have the cover? Can I choose what book I want it on?
The Catwoman cover on the Green Lantern book.
Mm-hmm. I'd buy it.
I want to see.
A Sinestro pinup.
Yes.
That would be amazing. Do it, DC.
Sinestro pinup would be awesome. There'll probably be the Black Canary one. I don't think they've shown all of them, but they have put out the list of which ones are going to get that Bombshell variant. Mm-hmm. And I think, from what I've seen so far, the Catwoman one I'm going to try to pick up. Same with the Harley Quinn one, because we love the statue.
Yeah.
Maybe the Black Canary if it's on there. Cartoon Network has revealed its 2014-2015 lineup. Beware the Batman is not on there. Could mean it's canceled.
probably means. The Cartoon Network is jerks. They tease you with something good, and then they take it away.
They do. New shows include Be Cool Scooby-Doo, Sonic Boom, and more.
Maybe Sonic Boom.
There are no new DC shows, though. But Teen Titans Go will be coming back for another season.
Good job, Teen Titans.
Yeah, Teen Titans Go is ridiculously popular. And the thing about Beware the Batman is I don't think we're going to see the resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. Are they going to come out with the rest of the season on a Blu-ray, or what's going on?
You would buy it.
Well, I would buy it, yeah. Like, from what I understand now, the Season 1 Part 1 is out on Blu-ray, which includes 2 never-before-aired episodes.
Ooh.
So I don't know if there's a Part 2, which is the rest of the season, with Ra's al Ghul, but how will they release that? Blu-ray only, or are they ever going to be released?
The world will never know,
I want to know
Dan.
these answers. Just when it was getting good, too. That's always the way it goes.
Yeah. Oh, like Young Justice. We never we never got to see Miss Martian and Superboy end up back together.
Right.
Never happened. We never got to see Starfire.
Yep.
Should have happened. She could have been with Robin. It would have been great.
It's true.
Some more DC television news. The CW and Warner Brothers TV finally released a full picture of the Flash costume. Barry Allen will be played by Grant Gustin, and the Flash TV show is shooting a pilot episode right now for pickup.
I really like the costume.
My only complaint, there's a lot of leather on it. And leather chafes when you run and you sweat and...
But he's the Flash. It doesn't bother him. He heals quickly from the chafing.
Does he? But that's horrible. Like, I can use my powers, but I'll chafe. Such a dilemma.
There's been some mixed reaction to the costume. I really like it.
I think it looks nice, yeah.
And a lot of the photos are from the set, which obviously aren't going to have like the running special effects or any of that. Mm-hmm. Set photos never really looked that good. If you remember, I think Two-Face was one of the revealed ones when they first had The Dark Knight, and they found Aaron Eckhart with like a sheet going over half his head with like little pins.
I remember.
So that's when we found out that it was going to be CGI, but we never actually saw Two-Face. I don't think until like the trailers, when you can pause it and you can kind of see Two-Face. But for this one, I think it'll look really good on camera. Once you see it in the television show, it'll be a lot better with proper lighting and everything. That's how the way the costumes
and all
work.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think they made a very good, realistic Flash costume.
Earlier on in the week, there was a leaked Batfleck picture that was kind of going around. I did share it on Twitter. I shared it on Facebook and Tumblr.
You're spreading lies, Dan.
Probably. But the reason I shared it, and it's because there were some good ideas in there. Basically, if you haven't seen this picture, it is a Photoshop of Ben Affleck with the Batman cowl, but it looks more like Jim Lee's design from Batman Hush or the New 52 with the short bat ears. Mm-hmm. And it's also got the whited out eyes, just like the comic book, and then it's just a regular cowl. But what I like the most about this one, and this is kind of what I hope they do for Batman vs. Superman, keep the short ears and somehow make the white eyes work. Like, that's never been done yet in a Batman film. And when Kevin Smith, he's seen it already, and his reaction was, you guys did it. Like, fans of the comics, it's never been done. And that kind of makes me think a little bit of the eyes and also the shorter horns. Something that actually looks like it came from a comic book page.
It was total Photoshop. I don't know how people are like, it's leaked. I'm like, that is the grainiest motherfucker I have ever seen. That is clearly, it looks like somebody taped the pieces together and was like, oh shit, they can see the tape. Grain the shit out of it. They won't know it's fake.
Yeah, someone replied with, it's 2014. What kind of camera shoots like that?
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's most likely a fake, but it's still a good fake.
Yeah,
it'd be cool. If that was the costume, I'd be happy.
We haven't seen the bottom of it, though. Maybe he's naked from there down.
Yeah, or it's got bat nipples returning.
Gross.
Much harder and longer.
They shrunk the ears to make the nipples longer. Kind of on the same track as the Batman movie, which this just makes me laugh, because all these guys are so silly. Captain America 3 was set to release on the same day as Batman vs. Superman, May 6, 2016. Rumors now suggest that Batman vs. Superman will move their release date up a week to April 29th. Warner Brothers missed a very great opportunity here.
Did they?
Yes, because Disney went, look at these balls.
Put him out there.
It's coming out on the same day, and we're gonna kick your ass. That's what they said.
I think, okay, of the two movies, Batman vs. Superman, the pseudo Justice League movie, and Captain America 3, I don't think there's no question that Batman vs. Superman was gonna make more money than Captain America 3.
Agreed. I think, but Disney still notice Captain America probably knew they were gonna make less, and they didn't move it. But consider where we live.
Mm-hmm.
Consider what kind of nuts are around where we live. Consider how much slower that Batman vs. Superman movie would have been for us.
Here's the thing, though. Warner Brothers, regardless of whether they released it at the same weekend as Captain America 3, or Captain America, if they didn't move theirs, both movies would have lost money from one another, because some fans would have only seen one or the other if they only had enough money for one. Some people would have seen both, like you or I. We probably would have seen both movies that same weekend. Or we would actually, to be honest, I'm going to be honest with the Brocats out there, we would have seen Batman vs. Superman 2 or 3 times that weekend, and probably Cap 2 weeks from then when it was slower.
Unlike Tuesday afternoon.
After I earned enough of my AMC Stubs rewards, I don't even spend money on it.
To get those tickets for free. Horrible, Dan.
But Warner Brothers made a business decision, because if they bring it out a week before, everyone's going to focus on that. Like, no attention will get away from it. Then the week after, people will still be seeing Batman vs. Superman as well as Captain America 3. It's best that they moved it up as opposed to moving it back a week.
I want Disney to move it up a week before them now.
That's what people are saying, that they should move it up to their week again. Like, put them head to head.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It
cracks me up.
But kind of I didn't add it onto our notes here, but Jeremy Irons, he was on an interview earlier this week. He said he's read an early draft of the script, but that it's actually still going through some work. Now, that would explain the year delay. Mm-hmm. It sounds like they're reworking the script, or maybe just really finalizing it. The fact that there is an early draft is great, because the last we heard a couple months ago, no one knew if there was a finished script at all.
Uh-oh.
Which now there is, and they're just kind of hammering out the details on it, which can take a while, but at least there's something.
We should have written it.
What would we have done, though? It would have just been like 2 hours of Superman fawning over Batman.
Well, is there any other kind of Superman and Batman movie?
And it would have been called Superman Loves Batman.
Yeah, it would have been great. And Wonder Woman's there, too.
And the whole soundtrack would have just been Safe and Sound. Like, after every single thing.
And Kevin Conroy would have voiced over Ben Affleck. Sorry.
Every time it was Batman, yeah. And Bruce Wayne, too.
Yep.
Like,
Why
just
not?
Kevin Conroy.
Just spend that extra money. Would have been great. And now we're going to move into some video games. Yesterday we picked up Yoshi's New Island for the 3DS. Haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, but really excited.
Yeah, it just came out.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it looks really good. We unfortunately have so many other things we're working on. Mm-hmm. You still have your Phoenix Wright.
I'm on the second case still.
I still haven't beaten Pokemon. And I started A Link Between Worlds, which is so amazing. I think I played it for like 3 hours yesterday. I played it so long that when I saved with that little bird thing, the bird thing said, "You've been playing a while, you should take a break." And I'm like, "Fuck you, little bird thing. Chop down your grass."
I haven't played the Zelda game yet, and this is your first Legend of Zelda experience. Yes, this is my first
Legend of Zelda.
And what do you think?
It took my Zelda virginity. I'm in love with it. I mean, if me playing it for 3 hours, so it's because I don't find 3 hours in my day. I'm sitting there playing, I'm like, I should go to work early and make money, but fuck it, man. Zelda.
I'm going to make some rupees.
But it's really cool. I love, and like, you know, I don't know how any of the others play. I don't know how the gameplay goes. But I've heard this one's different in the fact that you just kind of pick which dungeon you feel like going to. You don't have a set that you have to go on. All your items, you just kind of rent them all. I got them all in the first little bit. I mean, as soon as they were available, I was like, and rent, because I go and chop down grass and like collect all these rupees, and then I go over here and I collect these things, and then I like break people's pots. It's so much fun.
See, in the older games, you get the item and you keep it, and then you go on to the next dungeon. So they really changed the formula for the Zelda games, because it was normally, okay, here's the first dungeon, you're going to earn the slingshot or whatever. and then you're going to use that to get to the next dungeon. You're going to earn another item, and you got to use that to get to the next dungeon. This is something completely different. People, I wasn't one of them, but people will say it's the same game every time, very similar to what they'll say with Call of Duty. But now they're trying to actually change something, and this is an example from what I'm hearing and from what I've heard from the reviews too, a change that could continue into the next game that didn't fuck with the formula too much, but just enough where it feels like a fresh experience or truly a brand new Zelda game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm really, really enjoying it. It's really easy to play and just pick up for people who really have no idea what they're doing. Because I don't. They explain everything very well. There's a lot of, oh, you're over here, but you're supposed to go get that, so go get that. Oh, I'll give you this after, there's a lot of that.
Fetch quests?
Yes, but it's fun along the way because I get to chop things. And they have they're annoying. They're these little hermit crabs. And I met their mom, and their mom's like, I lost 100 of them. Like, you're a terrible parent. You lost 100, but whatever. And so I'll be walking along, and I hear like, nee! And I'm like, oh, there's one. Pick it up, put it in my pocket, keep going. That's fun. I love morphing into walls. That adds a whole new puzzle aspect to it also. Because it's, oh shit, I gotta get all the way over there. Let me go against the wall. But oh no, there's a crack. Now I'm behind the wall. A lot of that kind of stuff. But very fun.
I'll play it eventually. Probably right after I beat Zelda, but Yoshi's Island is still like right behind on that line of games that I have. Some of which are still shrink wrapped. I'm not gonna lie, but that's what happens. You just continue buying these games because you're gonna play them eventually, so you buy them. But you just eventually get around to them, I guess. Well, 2 years from now.
The problem too is we have these things called jobs, which we kind of need to keep so that we can buy all these things. And there's just no time in the day. Why did we have to grow up? Why are we adults? I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm on 60 hours next week.
I wish.
I think. Close to it, but it's because of MegaCon. I'm like, okay, I gotta work some extra hours, get some more money, and spend way more at MegaCon.
Yeah, I've only got like 40 hours next week. But over Christmas, I was averaging, 65 a week?
I think we both hit 70, 75 at one point.
Yeah.
That was fun.
How'd we stay together?
Those weeks go by quick. That's the thing.
Yeah. You're like, it's May? What happened?
It was like a bad drunken night.
Work wasted.
Work wasted. So with that, we'll move on to the question of the week. Relates to the video games. Will you be getting a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One just for Arkham Knight? We've got a number of responses, actually. This one's on Twitter, @Evangelisterine. PS4 was going to wait for Kingdom Hearts 3, but nothing is more important than Batman. #I am the Batman.
Good job, sir. I am proud of you. That is true.
Very true.
Next we have @C-Dilemma. Yep, now we just have to figure out which console, and we're waiting for the fall and hoping for a bundle to buy.
This one's also from Tumblr, actually, @Batwayne and Nerd Angels. Me. I've just ordered myself an Xbox One. Didn't wait.
Nope. Nope.
It's like, you still have a couple months, right? Until this game releases?
Nope. Gotta buy it now. Gotta be ready. And finally, Dan from Facebook said, I will because that and a few other games have pulled my interest. Another is the newest Infamous game, but I'll still be holding off until Arkham Knight comes out. Unsurprisingly, it was Harley Quinn as the playable character that won me over.
Very reasonable response.
Right, yeah.
I want this game also, the Infamous, but I'm gonna wait. But here's the smartest thing to do would have been to wait, get the Game of the Year edition, like next year. But no one's got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time. Then there's spoilers out, and no.
That's true. And Mark Hamill's back. God damn it.
And then we wouldn't have something to put all these other games on hold for.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we still probably won't have beaten them.
And once Batman comes out, every other game, it's like
irrelevant.
I was next, Dan? No, what? No, I don't. I think you came after Batman,
what?
Yoshi's Island.
We're like George Clooney and Up in the Air with our VIP.
Yeah.
The VIP card. And Arkham Knight's like, I'm here. Check me in. And all these other games are like, hey, asshole. And they're like, you should have been Batman.
Nope. Should have been. So that was our question of the week. I'll post up whatever this week's will be later on this week. And before we move into comics, we do have to cover some MegaCon stuff.
Yeah, because it's 5 days away.
One negative thing. That way the Broquettes that haven't heard about this aren't upset. Ron Perlman canceled his appearance at MegaCon.
How dare he? Conflict scheduling issues, I don't know.
So no Deathstroke at MegaCon. I know the Slade Wilsonettes out there are weeping. But they're still going to MegaCon because it's fucking MegaCon.
It's awesome! Cannot wait. Also, for those of you dressing up, which is so much fun, completely different experience if you dress up than if you're not, an anime costume contest will take place in room 330 at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday. The winner will win a trip to China, representing the United States in the China Cosplay Super Show.
That's a free trip right there.
That's awesome.
If you've got an awesome costume, make it out there. Try it out. It's free. Why not?
I'm going to wear my Ash Ketchum costume.
And just try to win a trip to China.
I'm going to lose. Are you kidding? They'll be like, no. No, it's okay.
The next is the official party of MegaCon 2014 will be held in room 320 on Friday from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. There will be dancing, drinking, costuming, and special guest appearances from the convention.
That's so cool. What would you do if it was more than from the convention?
What do you mean?
Like you hear the next day, oh, Paul Dini was there and Kevin Conroy showed up, Bruce Timm. You'd be so mad.
I would be really upset.
You'd be like, no!
I would dance all upon Paul Dini. Like, I would not be shy.
Dun, 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 dun.
Get lost in his beard. Like,
you'd be like, oh, okay, we're done.
Let's rub beards. Come on, Paul. Let's rub them. Come on.
Gross. I do want to say, though, like we said, we will not have a podcast next week because of getting convention wasted.
Or rather, we won't be together on the podcast.
Right.
There will be an episode, but it'll be one that we recorded about a month ago covering the Marvel issues with Alex.
Oh, we were prepared for this weekend.
We were, yeah.
But I guess, want to give you guys a final MegaCon tip. Food at MegaCon is like $13 a meal. Pack your own lunch.
MegaCon's hearing this right now, like, motherfuckers, like, we need to make that money.
And no, it's probably not. I'm sure it's third-party vendors that rent out that space. But you get a little personal pan pizza for $13.
Yeah, last year we brought, like...
nuts and chips and bananas, I'm sure.
Yeah, some pears. I remember I had some pears with me. But yeah, pack your... and bring more than what you think you would need, because you're gonna get really hungry just walking around.
Oh, yeah. But save that money you'd spend it on food and spend it on more things. See, I just made MegaCon money.
MegaCon's like, well, all right then. We won't pull the plug. So there you go. Bring some food. Bring lots of money. A lot of guests still.
Bring $100 more than you think you're gonna need.
Mm-hmm. Even though Ron Perlman canceled, use that money towards an artist on Artist Alley. Mm-hmm. That's usually
Support
where I spend most of my money. So
you always. I don't want to say run the risk, but they could always get really big. I think you got a Harley done a couple years ago from a guy who's starting to get big now. Mm-hmm. And how much is that going to be worth in X amount of years?
Not only that, but a lot of these guys, it's their only income. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just these conventions and the art that they try to sell online, especially right now with the spring. It's a lot slower for these artists, their eBay accounts and their websites that they run. They don't sell as much during this time of year. It's right after the holidays. People are trying to save money, probably for MegaCon. So support them. And, a lot of them do some great work, and it's not terribly expensive. So
if that guy's there this year, he's been there the last 2. We need to get some of his stuff. He does the paper cutouts.
Oh, yeah.
You remember? His was so cool. He had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mm-hmm. We're going to have to take advantage of that this year.
Yeah, he was awesome. I have my little list already of the artist and what color, what table they're going to be at.
He's so funny.
I'll take care of that on day 1. But if you are there, definitely tweet us. Maybe we'll run into you at MegaCon. #ConventionWasted.
That's so cool. And one last time, it is Friday through Sunday next week, March 21st through the 23rd. We still need to make a documentary.
Get your tickets at megaconvention.com.
And I think they actually extended how long they're on sale for.
Really?
Yes. I will have that information for you at the end of the podcast. But they did. They extended it a couple days because there was such a high demand for tickets.
This will probably have the highest attendance yet.
Yeah. Because we're going to be there.
You're welcome, MegaCon. We're going to bring all 2 of our listeners, so...
No, we just lost somebody earlier, remember?
Oh, that's true. With the
Because you were talking about Kevin Smith.
With the Kevin Smith.
Oh, man. Don't try and search MegaCon on Facebook. There's like 14,000 events. Everybody made a MegaCon event, I guess.
Because they're all going.
Why wasn't I invited?
So in the meantime, while you look up the MegaCon info, we're going to jump into comics. We're going to start off with some indie books, our Marvel book for this week, and end with our DC books.
Yay!
I have my pick of the week already, and I have a pass of the week. All right, cool. So Powerpuff Girls number 7. It was written and drawn by Derek Charm. This is a brand new arc in which monsters from the sea are coming into Townsville all at once to party it up.
It's so cool, the Monster King or whatever. I seem to remember him. Why
he wasn't an episode. A lot of these monsters are original creations, but he was in a previous episode, and they used the city to party, and by partying they destroy it. They destroy buildings, they take the tops off and make them into giant record players.
Yeah.
And the Powerpuff Girls can't stop them all. Like individually, yeah, but it's too much for them, and maybe or maybe not they're defeated at the end of the comic. Mm-hmm. You gotta find out.
But this was a jumping on point. I really like this. It continues to feel exactly like an episode from the old show. It's the same pacing, the same kind of situations. Everybody reacts the same way. I love when the mayor calls because all these monsters are running in, and he's talking to the professor. The professor's like, okay, they need you girls, and they're about to go. And then the professor's like, wait. Okay, yeah, he just won't shut up. He just keeps talking. And he's like, hold on, there's someone on the other line.
And it's the mayor
and
again?
It's the mayor again. Exactly like what would have happened in the show. It was really great.
So it's a good jumping on point. Powerpuff Girls number 7.
Mm-hmm. Next we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 32. This is written by Tom Waltz and Kevin Eastman with art by Ross Campbell. This is finishing up the arc where the Turtles escaped into Northampton, I think it was, and they were living in that barn, and it was great. I really enjoyed this one also.
It's the last issue with art by Ross Campbell.
We're getting another great artist back, but I really liked this art. Was perfect for what was happening in this arc.
Mm-hmm. I forgot the bird's name. Maybe I don't know if he was in the older comic books or the TV show.
Call him Teethbeak.
You're like Michelangelo. You just name these guys like...
That's why he's my favorite. We're perfect together. So Teethbeak. He had teeth and a beak. I can't...
And he was like a ninja.
Yeah. Ninja Teethbeak.
There we go.
Wolverine, because he had claws too.
He did have claws.
Okay. Ninja Teethbeak Wolverine. Go ahead.
So Ninja Teethbeak Wolverine goes into the barn.
Hashtag convention wasted.
And he starts attacking all the turtles, including Splinter. But this is a very important issue because this is when Leonardo actually kind of regains his old memories back. Mm-hmm. He sees the rest of the turtles as his brothers again, and he sees Splinter as his master. So he wants to defeat Ninja Teethbeak Wolverine.
Thank you.
And the rest of the turtles actually come together with Leonardo's help because he is what drives them to push themselves and actually get through these difficult battles. That's why he's the leader. So with him back, they help, they drive all the assassins away. But there's a little bit of drama here between Raphael and Alopex. If you remember last month, there was a bit of romance going on between them. But Raphael
That's weird. He's a turtle and she's a fox.
It's alright. It's okay.
It's weird.
And with this one, some trust kind of goes away with what happens. Mm-hmm. Raphael, if you know, he's quick to jump in and ask questions later, and that's what actually gets him alienated from Alopex.
Yeah, that was really heartbreaking. I don't know, the last panel. Do you remember the last panel? You're going to have to look it up. But that was really sad for me. I was like, no! But next month will be a jumping on point for this. So guys, definitely pick it up. When this trade comes out, if you haven't read it, please do. It was so great. So heartwarming, and it gives so much depth to all these characters that even if you haven't really been into Ninja Turtles, I think you will after this.
And Ross Campbell, if you read at the very end of the book, there's a little interview with him and covering some questions that some readers have had, one of which was, what is your least favorite thing to draw? Which for him was Splinter. He said he could never get him right, that the snout always looked off. And but his favorite thing to draw was the turtles when they were in like a thinking state, when they were by themselves. He says that was his favorite part of the book.
He did a great job with it.
And that if he could change something, he would actually make Alopex a permanent member of the group.
Aw, that would be great. I agree.
You approve?
Yes. There could be a love story, even though it's weird because it's a turtle and a fox, but I guess it's not as weird as a turtle and a person.
It's breaking boundaries. 100 years from now, I'll be considered like the open-minded one that's like, yeah, turtle and fox, it's cool. They'll look back like, how's that Kelli person so intolerant?
Okay, Dan.
Next is Superior Spider-Man number 29, written by Dan Slott with art by Giuseppe Camuncoli. Goblin Nation Part 2 or 3 at this point. This is Green Goblin still going after Superior Spider-Man, going after the people that he actually cares about, taking a couple of mistakes here and there because he still assumes a little bit that it's more like Peter Parker as opposed to Doc Ock. Mm-hmm. Green Goblin kind of realizes that he has to step it up even further when he's going up against someone like Doc Ock.
This issue was totes cray-cray. There's people getting kidnapped, stuff getting destroyed, Green Goblin's like hacking all of Doc Ock's stuff. Peter Parker's still swirling around in his mind, like, oh, fuck that Spider-Man.
And Green Goblin actually took every single bit, every location that we've known throughout the series that means a lot to Doc Ock, and just destroyed it.
And he laughed the whole time. I loved that page. Because he's like, here's your house. Ah! Here's this. Ah! Everything. There were like 5 places. Just
destroyed them all. Just
wiped him off the map.
Piss off Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Doc Ock wants to murder the Green Goblin at this point.
And he probably will. And then Peter Parker will take over in that second. Oh, called it. Sorry, spoilers. Because that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to be about to kill him. And then Parker's going to take over. Or just as he kills him, Parker's going to take back over.
And then he'll be blamed for...
And then, yes. And even if he comes out and says, Doc Ock made me do it, they're all going to be like, okay.
You killed a ton of people.
Spider-Man.
But you can read the book for yourself. This digital code is brought to you by MegaCon 2014.
Mm-hmm. You're going to go to marvel.com/redeem and type in RNA331B1MVNK. Read it, check it out for yourself, let us know what you think at Reasons I'm Broke. And now we're going to move into some DC, my favorite comics of the week. First up, we have Batgirl number 29, written by Gail Simone, with art by Fernando Passarin and Jonathan Glapion.
This is the final part to the Silver story arc, and also the last book in which Strix and Batgirl team up. There's also a very special guest appearance at the very end of it. All I'm going to say is the story deals with vampires, so I've probably said enough.
The way they brought him in, though, I laughed so much.
Why?
Because just his one line.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, really?
Gail Simone.
Really? And, okay, I love Gail. I love Gail so much. But the time in which she wrote this book and the last movement, she must have been wanting some loving or something. Because 5 times, at least in this book, Batgirl's like, you're pretty hot, Silver, but I don't know. Kind of weird.
And then the movement, Catharsis, fucks that
just
one guy.
Doing it. She wanted some.
And then in Red Sonja was trying to fuck those cannibals.
I don't know what was up with her then. Because Batgirl was all over this guy. Like, she called him hot or good looking like 5 or 6 times. Mm-hmm. I was like, really, Batgirl? Really?
Maybe it's to get into his mind. Something Batman taught her.
I don't know. Strix was pretty cool, though. I can see why people are kind of freaking out.
Yeah.
And Batgirl was pretty dumb, though.
What? With
that moment. With the paper where it was flipped up.
I laughed so hard at that.
Even I'm looking at that, I'm like, why is that paper flipped up?
Because he's like, Batgirl's like, promise me you won't kill him. Strix is a character that's mute. And currently there was a little girl that is also mute that got kidnapped. So Strix has like a personal attachment already to this little girl, so he wants to save her. And Batgirl said, if this little girl is hurt or harmed or killed, promise me you will not kill Silver. And she writes on a piece of paper,
I promise.
Yeah. And then like they leave and you see the paper like fold over.
It says to kill.
To kill. And I'm like, this is like some 80s cartoon fucking... I don't know, it was just really funny. Like, unnecessary. It
was pretty great. No, this was a great issue, though.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
There's a good twist at the end.
Yeah.
Really good twist.
When you told me there was a twist, I did not think that this would be it.
Right.
And I was like, good for you, Gail.
I hope she writes some more Strix in the future.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if, she used Strix in a couple of arcs. It's really fun seeing them interact and seeing how she treats her almost like a younger sister. So, next is my pick of the week, Batman number 29. It's a 0 year, written by Scott Snyder with art by Greg Capullo and Dan Mickey.
This was a really great issue. I can see why it's your pick of the week. It is not my pick of the week.
I know what your pick of the week is.
Well, we all know what my pick of the week is. But no, this one was really good. I really, really liked the flashbacks in this. I thought that was done so well.
Mm-hmm. It didn't feel forced, and it actually, there was like a meaning to it all.
Right.
There's a reference to The Dark Knight Returns. Everyone knows that page. We've seen it parodied all over the place, where Batman and Robin are in front of the lightning. Everyone knows it. It's done in Batman 0 year, number 29, in a moment very crucial to Batman with this mission against the Riddler in this sleep that truly proves that this is a man that can go beyond the limits every single day. Every single day he's pushing himself to something new, and he's really truly becoming the Batman at his height that we see later on in like Court of Owls and all that. And at the moment that they do this reference, like I said, he's trying to get up to this Riddler's location to this arm, and you just turn the page and it's that reference to The Dark Knight Returns, and so you're reading and everything's paced so well, and then you turn the page and it's like, holy shit, The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It was really good. It was a great story. Really dark at the end.
Yeah, Dr. Death.
Yeah.
We kind of learn why he's teaming up with the Riddler.
Yeah, but I mean his ultimate defeat, I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, New 52 Dr. Death, he grows these bones. If you break his arm, it regrows again. For the way Batman defeated him is he just kept breaking each part of his limbs and everything, and each one of those started growing out, but it kind of got attached to the railing that he was on. So it is pretty gruesome. I think one of my other favorite parts of this book was the very beginning. Mm-hmm. With Bruce Wayne talking to his parents, that flashback.
So sweet.
They're talking about Zorro, and they kind of gave more information that, like, this was, I think, the second time they had seen Zorro.
Yeah.
And his dad was trying to explain to him why it was really cool and why Zorro was important. And Bruce is like, okay, well, maybe I need to see it again. And as they transfer over to that, from that scene, it actually reflects on Batman when he comes up from the bones in the present. It's done really well.
The thing I like most about his interaction with his parents, because you don't really see a lot of that. You see, I guess, little bits for the most part, or you just, they were rich and, this happened, da-da-da-da. But it really humanized his parents for me, and it really made me feel like he wasn't ever a spoiled rich kid. They had a lot, they have billions, the Wayne billions, but, you could tell he was worried about getting in trouble for all this. And then his parents did what I think is great parenting, with let him understand what he did was wrong, but reinforce that with how much they loved him and say, you know what, our stuff is not important. You are more important. Let's go do this instead. And that's why they died, Bruce.
All because of you.
But yeah, it's a fantastic pick of the week, Dan.
Thank you.
Good job. But next up, we have my pick of the week, which is better than your pick of the week. Batman, Little Gotham, number 12, final issue. Written by Dustin Nguyen and Derek Friedhoffs, with art by Dustin Nguyen. It's the last time I can do that song.
Last time.
But yes, this is the final issue of Batman, Little Gotham. And I am so sad, because it was so good.
Was this your favorite in the Little Gotham books?
No, I think my favorite was when Batman goes on vacation with Catwoman, because they were in love.
Mine was the one with the Ra's al Ghul family and Batman, because they were in love. I just
don't remember that one. But, as much as I hate to see this series go, I think it's kind of time, if that makes sense. They got through a whole year of holidays. Like Dustin said, you get through a whole year of holidays. That's what this book was. It was everybody during the holidays throughout the year. What do you do now? Which, yes, I agree with. I think this book came at the perfect time, right when we had lost Damien, and I was so sad. I remember just being depressed after I read those books. And then I'd always save Little Gotham for last, because I read the one I'm most excited for last, and it was just like a pick-me-up again. And it was like, it's okay because Damien's still here. It was just very lighthearted and almost a continuation of, like, the animated series, which I loved. You know, animated series plus Damien. And it was funny, and I loved the art.
And they even tied in Batman Beyond
Yes.
to the second story.
Mm-hmm. And it was great, and I'm so sad that it's done.
But like you said, it's time, so...
Yeah, because really, where are they going to go from here? I don't think there was a single issue I read where I was like, nah. Even this one was really fun for me. It has Christmas in there, and some really funny stories. I loved where Damien and Alfred are flipping through the photo album.
Yeah.
In the first one, that was so sweet, the last picture in there. And then it made me go, Damien's gone! But I still felt good in those moments.
Yeah, Alfred keeps this little album of all these moments in, like, Batman's life with the Bat family. And as he's flipping through them, he's showing Damien, like, hey, this is Dick Grayson, and this is Jason Todd. And the whole time Damien's, like, insulting all of them, like, the first but not the best Robin. And I'm like, you're right, Damien. And the second story was the Christmas one where Batman is going around the town, like, helping all the different people, the homeless people. And
the way Bruce Wayne would.
Yeah, and he imagines that... Damien at one point imagines that Batman is in, like, a multi-future universe where he's helping Batman Beyond and Damien Beyond. And you see Damien in, like, a future costume as well next to Batman. Pretty much looks like Batman's costume, but he's got no cowl. He's got, like, a domino mask. It was cool.
Yeah, yeah, it was really cool. It was a great series. Wonderful job, Dustin. I think we picked up the first trade. I'm sure we'll pick up the second one.
Once that comes out, yeah.
Right. It's a very easy read, a very light read. Definitely worth it if you love Batman at all.
Your pick of the week.
Yes. My pick of the year, man.
All right, Saga.
I forgot about Saga. No!
Nope, too late.
I hope there's Saga cosplayers at MegaCon.
There's going to be a shit ton of them this year.
There was that really cool... There's going to be a shit ton of Frozen cosplayers, Dan.
That's true, too.
There's going to be, like, 14 Elsas. There's going to be that Tubbo's Elsa.
Yes.
Where I'm going to be like,
Can't
really,
wait.
really Elsa? And you'll be like, Kelly, just leave her alone.
You didn't even like that movie that much, Dan. Finally, the last book of this week is Justice League of America number 13. It is the last Forever Evil tie-in, written by Matt Kint, with art by Eddie Barrows and Eber Ferreira.
This is my pass of the week.
My pass of the week as well.
Yep. Those last 3 comics you read, just forget you read them. Because that's pretty much what this book does.
It is the type of ending where it's like, it was all a dream, and we're all still actually stuck somewhere. Just when they were starting to give... I don't care about spoiling this issue, because, like we said, it wasn't very good. It kind of negates what happened in the previous issues. Martian Manhunter and Stargirl, the way that they kind of separated themselves from the League and kind of established themselves as characters, and that's what we were really liking in the last issues. We were talking about how great it was that Stargirl, they were developing her so much, and how she's learning from this experience, and then you find out that everything she did, it did, like, she did change some things, but it wasn't quite to the extent that you saw in Justice League of America. Turns out they're still stuck in the prison, and all they did was wake up, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I did think it was kind of far-fetched before we find out it's all a dream, and she frees the Justice League.
Yeah.
And she stands there and she's like, come Dasher, come I mean, that's pretty much what she did. But she's like, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, come this way. And they all bust out. And then the little thing is like, it's like when you're trying to open a bottle and you can't get it. And then suddenly you do. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense, Stargirl. That makes 0 sense. But yeah, then she wakes up. And Martian Manhunter's like, it was just a dream.
But you woke me up too. That was pretty much it.
And I would like to take a nap again.
So that will be our pass of the week. I think this is the last Justice League of America. It starts with Justice League United next month, which I can't wait for because the last couple issues, although it kind of negated everything due to what happened here in number 13, it was still great to see some more from Stargirl and some more from Martian Manhunter. And they'll both be returning in Justice League United, so that's where we'll continue.
Justice League of Canada in space?
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
So if you want to follow the series, it will begin with Justice League number 0 next month.
Okay. Cool. But I think that's actually going to do it for our comics this week. Just to reiterate, my pick of the week was Batman Little Gotham number 12.
And mine was Batman number 29.
And both of our passes was Justice League of America number 13, which is a Forever Evil tie-in.
Before we close out, we just want to remind everyone that Kelli and I won't have a regular traditional podcast next week, as we will be at MegaCon. But we do hope to see you at MegaCon. Make sure to tweet us some pictures as you're at the convention. Use hashtag MegaCon2014 or hashtag MegaCon. Let us know if you're going to be there, what artist you're excited to see. And hopefully we'll see you there, because we'll be there all weekend as well.
If you guys head down Artist Alley too and see somebody who's phenomenal, send it to us as well. We'd love to check them out. We're definitely into supporting local artists.
You can still get your tickets at megaconvention.com.
I told you I'd have that information at the end of the podcast. I totes do, man. Found them on Facebook. So, MegaCon Convention is the Facebook page. Actually posted, due to high demand for advance tickets over the last few days, we are extending the advance ticket deadline to Monday, March 17th at 11:45 p.m. So, by the time you guys hear this, you have like one day. Hurry up, pick up those tickets. You save $10 if you buy it for the weekend. You save $5 if you buy it for a day. Totally worth it. You get to skip that long line, because Saturday's line is like an hour long just to buy your ticket, and then you're waiting to get in, and there's so much to do. You don't want to waste any time.
Exactly. So definitely head over there, megaconvention.com. Meanwhile, you can find us on Twitter at ReasonsI'mBroke. Let us know what made you broke this week and what you're looking forward to in MegaCon.
And if you're listening to us on iTunes, please leave us a rating, a review, a comment, anything like that. It helps other people find us.
Also, you can find our podcast on YouTube. Just head on over to youtube.com/TheReasonsI'mBroke.
And we are now also up on Stitcher. So you can play us straight through your Android device. Just search The Reasons I'm Broke.
And finally on Facebook, facebook.com/TheReasonsI'mBroke. Very similar to Twitter, I put up a lot of the pictures and some of the updates. But if you want the most, The Reasons I'm Broke sharing, do find us on Twitter. Again, at Reasons I'm Broke.
And that will actually do it for us this week, guys. I will not see you next week. You'll hear Dan and Alex. But the week after, I will have so much MegaCon news. You guys will be like, shut up, Kelli. And I'll be like, no way, because I got convention wasted. It's going to be like my 21st birthday, except convention style.
So yeah, in 2 weeks, the MegaCon special. Hopefully the return of some great Superman Loves Batman moments.
Oh, tons. I hope Dougie Jones and his Superman are there again, because I would include that.
Yeah.
I would.
Thank you for listening this week, Brokettes. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Kelli.
See you next week.